every year you're gonna have questions. Are we gonna be the same team? But it's like, man, at this point, I'm whatever he doing, I'm rocking with it because I done seen like the formula he got, that recipe, whatever he putting in that soup over there, it's hitting. So I'm rolling with that.
Absolutely. That's where I've gotten to the point. It's like, don't get me wrong, we'll get on here. Me and Jen will talk about stuff. Do we agree? What do we think this? But at the end of the day, at the end of the conversation, what gets said, but I trust Mike. At the end of the day, and you can say it about the position coaches, but I'm sorry. I know I kind of cut you off there. What's your next question, Jen?
Oh, no. I was going to say, I absolutely agree. You know me, I'm been called a shill for the coaching staff.
Yeah,
So
we're
I don't mind
shills
it.
for Mike here.
I'm happy with it. I watched him at Memphis for a couple of years. Freddie, I live in Memphis, so born and raised here. Just happened to become a Knoll. So, but I watched him here, and I'm telling you, just watching the fans still love him when he left for another school is like there's so many Florida State fans here now in Memphis. It's wild to me. I love it. I love every minute of it. Maybe they just don't want to be Tennessee fans. I know they try and like put that knife to your throat and force you to be one. And like, maybe they just don't want to. They don't want to be down in the depths with you guys. They just don't. Y'all haven't been anything since 98. Y'all are turning into the Miami, whatever of the SEC. And that's cool. But like, I love Mike Norvell. I think he has done such an amazing job. He built a program, and I know when he came into Memphis, it was already built by Justin Fuente. I totally get that point. But what I'm saying is he established it, he kept it running, and he brought it to such heights that Memphis has never seen ever, 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 ever. And when he was hired as the head coach of Florida State, all Memphis did was just praise him and still followed him. And I absolutely love that. And that just tells me a lot about a man's character. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, you got
Yeah, for sure. And even on the flip side, you said the thing with Justin Fuente. Like, how many times have you seen coaches come in a situation where they got all the talent, all the guys that they need, and they messed it up? So, hey,
look what he did at Virginia Tech.
Yeah, for sure. People always throw that out there, and it's true. But yeah, y'all are absolutely right. How many people have you seen go into a perfectly good situation? How about the one Lane Kiffin left at FAU? There's a perfect example of it right there. That one went.
Oh Lord, here we go.
That one went right out of the dumps pretty quick. And they were 11-3 conference champs, I think, the year before. We don't have to go down there. I'm just saying.
What was that like? Saying. I mean, I'm just wondering what it was like to like do the dances and no walkthroughs. I just need to know, like, was anybody like looking around going, hey, are we gonna practice or like?
That's one of those situations. If they had the transfer portal back then, yeah, you couldn't have had two different guys. It probably would have been a lot of guys hitting the portal. But we got Mike Norvell now. That's all that matters, baby.
Thank God.
And he does. I think he has it going in the right direction. Everybody's got an opinion on recruiting. My opinion has been the past couple of years, like you said, the recipe. Like I bought in. I was saying last November and stuff that I think Mike Norvell kind of sees ahead of a curve that nobody else even knows the curve is there with the way he does the stuff between the portal and high school recruiting. But like I said, everybody's got an opinion on that. I think you can sustain it. People keep saying you can't sustain it. I think you can. I think you have to go get a certain number of high school people every year. There's a balance. I just think, and really evidenced it this year when you started seeing people talk about, oh, well, now Florida State's got their program going a little bit. They'll probably only get 5 to 7 guys out of the portal this year. I'm like, no. Why? Why wouldn't he? Like, he's the best in the game at it. Why wouldn't you leverage that? But curious to have your opinion on the whole portal versus high school debate. And then I'm sure we can get into NIL and how it's just completely kind of changed things from when you were in school.
Yeah, I mean, the portal is just the reality. Like we tell a lot of high school kids, I'll be speaking at an event in a few weeks, just kind of giving high school kids the game. The game is different now. You're not just competing against the kids at your level, but you're competing against kids that are already doing it at the collegiate level. So what are you truly doing to separate yourself from the competition? That's because the reality is these coaches would rather get a guy that has adjusted to the college game, has proven himself at the collegiate level, versus a guy that, you know, has all the tools, but they don't know if this guy is going to respond once he gets to this level, how he's going to adapt once he gets to college. They rather get the guy right now that they know can do this, and he's proven it at a high level. So that's just the reality. Like that's this business. Like you can never personal. And I do the same thing. So these kids got to understand that. Like you truly got to be a dog. Like right now. Like in order to come, like for these coaches to use a scholarship on you, because they got guys that can come in and play right now and completely shift a program versus a guy that I think he can. Like, I'm taking that for sure guy right now. If I'm keep my job on the line. It's just the reality of the situation.
Facts. And it's new, but it's different. I don't think people realize, like, y'all still had exit interviews when you were in college. Like, just because the portal wasn't out in the open, it was a lot nastier, maybe less options for the players. But it's not like, it was still 1-year contracts when you were in college, correct?
Yeah, and that's the thing that people kind of lose in that. Like, I think the only difference is I think at that point you have a mixture of the coaches that still doing the same thing, but then most of the coaches was just kind of being soft during that time, like just being real. Yeah, you had a 1-year contracts, but it's just being nice. Like, hey, I'm going to honor this guy's scholarship, let him finish out his career. But now it's like, man, listen, if you ain't winning in this many years, you out of there. So
Yeah.
coaches ain't got time to wait and sit around for guys to develop and things like that. And of course, you may have some guys that you give a little bit of extra time, but the reality is you got to come in and you got to win right now. And so you can't bank everything on a kid that's young and he's still trying to figure things out. He don't even know if he love ball. A lot of these kids today don't even love ball for real.
Yeah. It's true. Means to an end. But Chuck Stone had a pretty good question. Have you thought about getting into coaching?
Yeah, I'm doing my first thing with a Pop Warner team this year, man. I'm coaching.
Okay.
My daughter did some cheering last year, and so I was just out there. I was just watching, and I saw a team that had all the talent in the world not winning the Super Bowl because they were out coached. I was like, man, I know. I see different things that they can do right now to win this game and take away this other team's strength. So I'm like, man, I want to hop into it. So I'll be coaching a 6U team this year. I feel like that's really the ultimate test of your IQ, your coaching ability, and your patience. Honestly, because if you can get those 4, 5, and 6-year-olds to lock in and be on point, it's like, come on. The older they get, it's easier. So that was really the way to kind of test myself. So I'm excited about it, and I think in the 2 years or so, I want to get into high school. Probably position coach level, just because I'm doing a lot of things outside of it. I wouldn't be able to commit my time to it as a head coach or whatever the case may be, just because I'm got a lot of different things I'm working on. But yeah, I definitely feel like I want to get into it at that level for sure.
Absolutely. Like Bobby was saying, that's where it all starts. We usually open the phone lines and take questions at one, this being a little bit smaller of an audience. I don't know if we'll get a ton of questions, but we will open that up in a minute. But Jen, did you have anything else before we move into the kind of freestyle portion of the show?
No, I don't think so. I guess maybe like, how was Jimbo with you? And somebody had a question. How did it make you feel that he brought you up in an interview?
And what interview?
Was it the one recently where he was just bragging on all his players?
Yeah. And he mentioned your name, talking about the great players he had in 2013, because they were asking him about his, I guess, in a bad way, paid for teams at A&M, but he was talking about like the best team he ever had was you guys, that year. So he went over all y'all's names and everything. So is there still a relationship there, or is that just?
I'm having a relationship with Jimbo. Like, people don't know, like, kind of, we talk about the speaking and, the documentary and stuff. Jimbo, of course, one of my high school coaches, but Jimbo was kind of the person that unknowingly, he lit that fire. Like, Jim, I remember what was it? It was either 2014 or maybe 2015. The team, and that's when we're starting to go into that transition and kind of sliding a little bit, taking a few L's that we shouldn't take. And Jimbo calls me into the meeting room. He's like, "Man, listen, this team moves as you move, and it's crazy to hear it fullback. I'm a fullback, but literally and I didn't understand the voice that I had until now. But literally I'm a quiet guy. I was telling him earlier I'm introvert, didn't really like talking. But whenever I talked, I'm talking about the room shifted, everybody's quiet, and it's like, shoot, we finna do that. And Jimbo was like, man, listen, these guys follow you. They respect you. He's like, I don't think you realize how powerful your voice is. And yeah, I didn't know anything about that interview, but it doesn't surprise me. I remember going to the senior bowl and just going through that process. And I was a guy that kind of was underutilized in college. Like a lot of scouts knew the things that I could do from seeing it in practice. They're like, man, we don't know why you don't get the ball in games. I'm like, man, shoot, you got 4 in the backfield. I wouldn't give me the ball either. So I remember coming in, meeting with scouts, and they're like, man, Jimbo says you're the best fullback he ever coached. And I was like, man, he's gonna say that I'm the one in the draft right now. He's like, no, he says you're better than Hester. Jacob Hester in the second round. It's like those guys can play with you on your worst days. Like you're bigger than them, you're faster than them, you can move. It's like you're really a big running back. And I'm like, dang, this crazy. He's gassing me up like this. But Jimbo truly believed it. Like he said all the time. Like I remember them switching me from linebacker to fullback, and just him having that conversation with me. He's like, man, listen, I know you're upset. You come out of high school as a highly touted linebacker, and we switch you to fullback. A lot of people aren't using fullbacks. It's like, but with your skill set and your ability, you can play 10 to 15 years in the league. It's like there aren't guys with your size that can move how you move, athletic. And he truly believed that. He's like, I truly believe you're gonna make millions at this position and take care of your family. But on the flip side, it was, you know, him kind of lighting that fire as far as speaking up more, because I've seen some teams where I was kind of scared to utilize my voice. I was scared of that introvert, scared to put myself out there, and it's like, dang, maybe I could have said this, and this could have changed or whatever the case may be. And him kind of doing that, and just even on the way out my senior year, we had a meeting before we were playing Michigan. The whole team's talking. He kind of tearing up, and he's like, man, all the seniors up there. He's like, man, you're a guy that's going to go on to be successful no matter what you do. Like anything you touch is going to be successful. I truly believe that. He's saying this in front of the whole team. So, I always had love for Jimbo, So I was even trying to get him in the documentary. Yeah, we were trying to get him in the documentary. He was going to be in the documentary, but the timelines, like the guys that we were working with for the documentary, they just didn't understand the urgency that you needed. They were trying to get all these big. I'm like, listen, all of these people, I got their numbers. We gonna make that happen. Jimbo's schedule crazy. Like once it gets like that June, July time, you're not getting them on the camera. And they didn't understand that. So here they come in like June and July trying to film with him. I'm like, he's not gonna respond. Hey, is he responding? I'm like, he's not gonna respond. I wouldn't even bother him. I ain't want my family bothering me around camp time.
Yeah, that's them coaches put in them crazy hours, and if they're not coaching, they're in a jet or a helicopter or wherever else. Jamal had a question. Who are your favorite teammates on offense and defensive side of the ball? Go ahead.
Hang on. I had one more thing.
Okay.
Because I was gonna piggyback off Jamal's question. And who is your favorite teammate on the offense? And tell me why it's Jameis Winston. Thank you.
Jameis was just different, man. I'm talking about you're talking about having an extra coach on the field, a guy that truly loves the game and finds a way to motivate every single person, and just the energy that he brings every single day. And he was unpredictable too. You never knew what he was going to do. Like his motivational speech can go from being serious, and then all of a sudden he's being goofy in them. But he just found ways to keep guys' spirits up, and he was just a different player, man. He truly loves the game, and you think you love the game, and then you get around guys like James. You're like, dang, maybe I ain't love it as much. I got to go a little harder. This guy really like. Shoot, I don't watch film for 2 hours a day, but this dude, he's still at the stadium watching film. So just his work ethic and things of that nature kind of makes you, respect him at a whole different level.
Facts. I love it.
Tell me about your thoughts on Jameis doing the touchdown with his teammate at the end of the Saints game. Are you as angry as the announcers are, or are you okay with it? Because I'm kind of okay with it. So I just wanted to see what you had to say.
It don't matter to me.
Or is that just Jameis?
Jamal Williams wasn't
Yeah.
on my prop
Yeah.
bet that week, so
Yeah.
that part sucks. But nah, that's Jameis, man. People don't understand. Like
Yeah.
I remember after Jameis won his Heisman, he came back and he made it like his duty to just make everybody like, man, y'all, this is y'all's trophy. Like from star players to walk-ons, everybody's like, y'all hold this. It's like this is y'all's trophy, and that's just who he is. He really wanted to go out and get this man a touchdown. Like it's like, and I don't care. He's like, I'll bite that bullet. The world can hate me. I'm finna get this man the touchdown, and that's just who he is. And if you don't understand that, you don't understand team sports.
I love it, man. And that's one thing you never missed from Jameis, like his love of the game. Was there somebody on defense like that, a particular person? It doesn't have to be your favorite, but something like Jameis, just one of those guys that you just, that love of the
I can't
game's
say
there
you
and you
like
just enjoyed
Jameis.
being around.
You setting them up by saying like Jameis, but
No. I mean, I think I set it up because I said, who's your favorite offensive player and why is it Jameis? So if you have a different offensive player, you're welcome to say it. I just,
no. Jameis is up there. So defensively, of course, there's nobody that's gonna match that Jameis
Right.
Winston impact. But just a guy like you see, D Walt was my roommate coming in, and people don't know.
Inspirational dude
So
right there.
yeah, so D Walt comes in and people don't know, like, and they thought me and D were crazy because you got me. People found out kind of my grind, why I grinded like the way that I grinded. Just because my story, people don't understand it then. But D Walk understood it. D Walk was my roommate. I remember being freshmen and we was just hungry, man. Like we coming in, it's summertime, everybody else going out to the club, and it's like, man, we in the stadium, we sneaking into the stadium, running sprints, stadiums, and the coaches called us out there one night. We thinking we in trouble. They like, man, shoot, they watching us like we just gonna make sure y'all don't get into anything tonight. Like that's the type of situation we had. One of the equipment guys get us into the stadium, and that's what we do. Like D Walk was like, man, let's go run some stadiums tonight. Like I'm trying to start as a freshman, but that's who D Walk is. Like I remember it. Like I think later in our career, we ended up staying in our own places. Like my senior year, I had my own place, and he had his own place. But I just remember going to the indoor facility. Like we going at midnight, get in the indoor facility. Who I see in the indoor facility? D-Wall. D-Wall work ethic is different. He already in
He
there.
was that dude. I love it.
But just his work ethic, the work that he puts in, and he truly loves the game. That's one person that it's like, man, you have those type of guys in the program, like that's game changing. So I would say for him, that's one of the people that, because even when you feel like you on your A game, you come in and I was finna get a light workout in, but I see D Walk in there, he going hard. I'm like, I know D Walk, he done been here 30 minutes to probably 45 minutes an hour before I even got here. So nah, this ain't finna be no light workout. We got to get it now. But that's just how D Walk is. So to actually see him put that work forward, it's different. So I would say D Walk on the defensive side, then Jameis on the offensive side, then of course I played in the backfield, so four in there as well. He in that conversation. Yeah, just having the opportunity to play with him and watching him break records. That's dope as well.
Man, on D-Walk, I'll just say, like, I agree with everything you're saying. Like, as a fan watching, it seems like that way. His work ethic, like, it was amazing seeing all that come out his senior year and him have that dominant sack year that he had, playing on the edge, playing inside. And then to go to the NFL and be met with similar kind of circumstances as what he got to college, and for him to grind the way he has the past 5, 6 years, 7 years, whatever it's been, and to like establish a role and carve out the role in the NFL the way he has, like, man, yeah.
That's
If you can't cheer for him, you're not a Noel fan. Like,
you gotta love D-Wall. D-Wall's the guy. People, oh man, he's the pass rushers are crazy explosive. He's not a crazy athletic guy. not crazy explosive, but he gets the job done. He's gonna find ways. Oh, he's too small. Like he's a tweener. He doesn't really. He's positionless. He's positionless. He doesn't really have a true position. That's kind of the things that they're saying about D-Walk. But he's always finding a way to make plays, despite all the doubters, the naysayers. He's always finding a way to make plays and make an imprint on the game. And he's been in what's it, year 7, year 8? Like, come on now.
Yeah. It's pretty awesome. Nick Snyder says, Freddie, do you have a relationship with Norvell? We hear how welcome he is to his alumni. That is a good one. It'd be awesome. I don't know if maybe there's something in the works you can't talk about, but that would be really cool to see if maybe you got to come to the team and talk to him and do some stuff.
I met him the first time a few years ago when they had like a recruiting event. I had came up to the stadium, had the opportunity to meet him, and then they came down to Polk County and they had a little camp. And he asked me to speak at the camp to the kids. But yeah, I mean, Norvell's a good dude, man. So yeah, we got, we cool. I think any coach that, comes into Florida State, I have a, fairly good relationship with him. I try to reach out and let him know, like, hey, we rocking with you till the wheels fall off. You know what I'm saying? I want to see you be successful. So that's just me. But yeah, I love what he's doing, and yeah, I want to say we best friends or anything like that, but yeah, we got a decent relationship.
Facts. I love it. Jen, what's in the cup? I'm gonna back up, see if it's my fault.
What?
We got a little echo in. Does anybody have echo going on, or is that just me?
I hear it sometimes, but it's gone away every time you speak.
Well, I'm gonna let you explain what's in the cup and talk to Freddie. I'm gonna back out and pop in and see if it's me.
Why do I have to say what's in my cup?
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I saw you sipping it. I was like, dang, what's in that cup? You had to take a sip of. Like, dang, what you doing?
All right, I'll show you what's in the cup. It is members only. I'll show you what's in the cup.
Okay, I got you.
That's in the cup.
For Friday night.
It's Friday night. Like, look, I do have something in the cup. I do. Bradley already knew. Yeah, he knew. He knew.
Alrighty.
I dumped him in 7th grade, and he still gets on our YouTubes.
Hell, hey, he helps you the algorithm. We appreciate you, Brad. Don't let her pick on you. Keep coming through. Kerry Watkins.
I'm not picking on him.
He's been there since the beginning too. We appreciate you.
Continuously brings up, so it's not me picking on him.
What have you been following pretty close on the recruiting stuff, or not too much into that? You have any opinion on any of the particular guys we brought in or anything like that out of the portal or the high school class?
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I don't really get in recruiting. It's just saying.
It's probably smart. It's probably the smartest thing to do. That's why I like to ask people before I get into it.
I'll see posts sometimes and I'll share it just showing love. Like I'll see everybody going crazy and I don't even know what's going on, but I see everybody going crazy. I'm like, oh, I guess it's good. So I'll quote it and I just put the little it's supposed to be the little shish kebab emoji. I'll use that as the little thing. They gotta switch it. They gotta give us a real spirit, man. But I just quote it and just show love, but I don't be knowing what's going on in recruiting.
Yeah, I used to don't get me wrong, doing this I have to at a certain extent, but I was really into it before the whole Travis Hunter situation. I really followed it. That it really turned it into a business. That's like a transaction thing. I don't get invested. It is what it is. We get who we get. But yeah, I definitely get that. That's why I always ask people, because you got to be you got to really have a screw loose to follow it as close as we do, to be honest, because it's kids and everything changes. You'll spend a whole year trying to figure this out and all this information, and then a dude, whatever, goes on a trip and meets a chick. That's it. Everything you knew just went away. So anyways, it's a lot of fun. But
did you send them to the University of Tennessee, or what was going on?
Well, Jen, did you have anything?
It's a joke.
Did you have any more questions?
I always have questions. What other questions?
Speak up, girl. Into? I'm saying take off.
Well, so have you let me think how I want to word this. So you said there's no, I'm not trying to harp on Jimbo, but I want to see how it ends with players when they leave college with their coaches and kind of tell people how that goes. Do you still ever talk to them? Like even your position coach, it doesn't even have to be Jimbo. It could just be anybody. Do you still have a relationship with them or do you have to keep the relationship with the school or how does that work?
Yeah, so yeah, I got some coaches that's gonna come to my wedding. So that coach me in college. So we got real relationships, like outside of football. And like I said, with Jimbo and other coaches like Jimbo, like you feel me? Anytime he get the opportunity, I ain't even know about the interview, but anytime he get the opportunity, he's speaking highly of me. And I just remember people. I don't know how one of the coaches that's going to be in my wedding. They were trying to get me to coach at A&M a few years ago. Like, man, come coach at A&M. And I was like, man, listen, what y'all? I don't know what y'all pay over, but I had a job. I was working in Texas at the time, and that oil money different. I was like, listen, y'all can't. I got a daughter that was just born. Y'all can't pay what they paying. I'm just being honest. Like that's first. And I'm like, and this is when I come out of the situation, kind of overcoming, the dark place in my life, all of those things, kind of, beating some situations, coming out of those. It's like, man, shoot, I'm just ready to, I got to be with my daughter. I don't really, that's all I was worried about at that point. So I wasn't trying to miss out on that.
Yeah, that's grind mode, and yeah, I'm a pipe fitter by trade, so I know all about that stuff. My dumb butt should probably be on the road right now because there's crazy. If you can figure out where to stay and not get absolutely screwed on some of the, because they do like to price gouge around the wharfs and then the oil plants and stuff. But yeah, there's a lot of money in that. That'd be hard to turn down, especially when you're new to it. It's like, hold on, what? You're used to
I
dealing
had
with
a
other
job
people
where I
that are
didn't
so skimpy.
even
They just throw money. They just throw it.
yeah, I had a job where I didn't even have to do anything. I come in, it's my first job out, like first like corporate job. I had jobs out, where legal jobs, but um this is my first like corporate job and I'm in management. It's like, dang, I don't even have any real job on paperwork and they just hire. But that's for athletes. I'm gonna use this to kind of give y'all some inspiration. I don't think a lot of athletes truly understand like your value. Like these corporations truly value what student athletes do just to be able to make it to this level and they know how much discipline it takes to not only do it in the classroom but do it on the field, like to make it to this level. We all got stories, like me, everybody else. We got so many stories about guys that come from our hometowns that may have been just as good as us or even better, that weren't disciplined, that weren't consistent, that weren't locked in, but we were willing to make those necessary sacrifices. And that's why these corporations, a lot of them love hiring athletes. So these athletes, when you transition after the game, like, listen, those same things that made you successful as an athlete, that's what's going to make you successful in life. It's just about changing perspective now.
Facts. We were talking about that in the pre-production meeting a little bit too. It's like pretty much any job, any kind of thing you get into, they're all different, but at the end of the day, it's all kind of the same. And like you said, for you to be able to persevere and be successful in football like that, and for coaches too, yeah, that it doesn't matter whether you throw me in the corporate world, throw you in the podcasting world, the filmmaking, the book writing, whatever the case may be, that discipline's there. And it also brings you back to the Book of Five Rings, so don't forget about that. Yeah, everybody, if you haven't read the Book of Five Rings, I'm on that kick right now. Go check that out. But guys, if you got any questions, again, the phone line is going, the bat line down there, 850-495-1906. We're going to go a little bit longer. Freddie's been absolutely awesome. So get those questions in if y'all have anything before we end it off. And man, is there anything you want to plug, any particular place you want to send anybody? I know it's on all platforms, but
of course, like Trials of Triumph, the documentary. We don't have it streaming on. Trending on Tubi for a few weeks in 2023. I'm trying to get that thing trending on Prime Video. So we did it with the book. Let's go do it with the documentary or Prime Video. So
yeah, let's do it.
Tubi's cool, but that Prime Video trending hits different. Like going back and seeing my book as a bestseller on a few years back. That was just different. Seeing it like, and the funny part was, I don't know who was it, Shula, somebody that I beat out, and then one day I was on top of Tom Brady's book. So to see that, it's like, dang,
Man.
those things are different. But yeah, just kind of hopefully we can do that with the documentary as well, and especially as we head into this. Hey,
Heard it
I'm
here
with it.
first.
What did he
Especially as we
say?
head into this new phase of the year where we're working on different projects, getting that thing a little pumped up because we got some things in the works as well. But I think what we hit it's January now, so once we hit May, we'll hit a year. So I got to think about what I'm gonna do for the year anniversary of the worldwide release of the film,
Right.
because ultimately, like, just going back to the story in the beginning, you have people trying to steal your story. You have the company that you under, they kind of crashed. The NFT company, they crashed, and I don't even think I mentioned that. So the NFT thing that we were doing, we had a multi-million-dollar investor on the project. And that crashes because the crypto market crashes. So like all their money, Bitcoin, all of that stuff, they're big into Bitcoin, and immediately they pull everything. So it's like, dang, now we got to figure out how we're gonna do this. So now you're scraping together pieces. Oh, I got to pay this videographer this for this many weeks. I got to pay this guy. Well, this guy can't travel over here because it's gonna cost him this much to travel, and then we got to pay him just to shoot. So all of those different things that you have to figure out on the fly, it was tough. But then to actually see it through and get it done, and not just get it done. My first ever project. Like I've never produced a film before, and seeing your vision in less than 3 months, people tell you that have done this at a high level, and this is good enough to be on the major streaming platforms. We want it. We're gonna buy it right now. So just going through that process after seeing how many obstacles we ran into, like at one point it looked like it wasn't gonna happen. Um, and then now we're coming up on a year of the worldwide release of the film, the anniversary. So I'll probably do something. I'm not really a big guy that celebrates, but now I've kind of got myself into the routine of like smell the flowers. Like even after like I've accomplished big things, I would always like, man, what's next? What's next? To the point where I look back and it's like, man, I never really took the time to enjoy that. Like even in college, I look back at so many different things. Like I don't even have my national championship jersey. I
Oh
don't have it.
man.
So after the game, I was so caught up celebrating. I take off my shoulder pads. And you know what's happening at the game? People taking those jerseys and they selling them. So I don't have my national championship jersey. There's a lot of things I don't have from college. It was like, nah, man, I got so many dope moments. And yeah, a lot of them have been captured, but then I got so many that I didn't get to capture. Like I would love to, like, behind me right now, to have my jersey, the national championship jersey, hanging up, but I don't have it, and that kind of bothers me that I don't have it. But now it's like, man,
Yeah.
on the flip side, I'm gonna make sure I enjoy these moments as much as I possibly can. Especially now that I got kids, they never got to see me play on the field, So for them to get to experience these moments with me, I'm gonna make sure that they remember those.
Yeah, it's easy to have that perspective now, but I could see it, man. You're a true freshman. You already got a national championship. You were probably thinking, heck, we got two more coming before this thing's over with. But yeah, that's what happens when we get older. If you can only have that perspective that you have now, as well, I guess you're about my age. You're younger than me. Anyways, when you get around 30, you start to really look back at like, man, if only. But that's all part of it. It's those lessons we get that to get us here. Listening to you talk about that fires me up so much. I'm sitting here making connections about what we're doing. Yeah, if you can't watch Trials to Triumph, hear Freddie talk for 5 minutes and get fired up, to do whatever it is that your dream is, whatever it is you're going after, I don't know what's wrong with you, because that's all it takes, man. Hard work.
Not even just that, just a lot of people's triumph, they're still going through it. Like, and that's why we ultimately put together the cast that we put together. You're gonna see some people that have been through so much, and it seems like every single moment when it's about to turn around for them, something else goes wrong. Like how many of us have ever felt like we've been at that point in life where, dang, things are starting to look up, and then we're all of a sudden they were dealing with this again, and we start to get discouraged and wonder if it's ever even gonna happen. And you got some of those people in the documentary, those people that you just want to root for. Like I've had so many people, like, they reached out to me, like, hey, what's Ryan Green doing? Like, I just hope this guy, like, life has just dealt him a bad hand. Like, I just hope he's figuring it out. And a lot of them can see themselves in Ryan Green. It's like, man, I understand. Like, I'm going through that right now, or I went through that, and I finally, it finally came together for me. Or like my fiance, that had a situation. She lost her brother, and just dealing with that trauma. And just my mother, a lot of things that she went through. My father, Tyrell, all these different people. Maurice Bernard dealing with being, depressed, bipolar, having mental health issues, and wanting to take his own life. So many different people in this film that provide so many different perspectives. It's not just a film of, oh, I come from the bottom and I had the opportunity to make it to the top. It's like some of these people, their stories about how they were at the top, they lost it all and they had to figure out how to get it all over again. And then some of the people, they haven't even gotten to the top yet, but they're still chasing and they're trying to figure it out. And they're fighting for that 1% every single day, that 10% every single day. But yeah, I feel like every single person that watches this film, you're gonna find one person that you can resonate with, and it's like as you go into 2024, it's like, okay, I can see it. That's me. I'm going through that right now, and if they can come through this and tell their story on national TV and to a worldwide audience, then I can keep going. There's something, there's something at the end of the tunnel for me. So that's ultimately, why we put together the cast that we put together, and it's special. Definitely, it's definitely special. I'm just looking back at the documentary, doing it, with a low budget after everything happened. Funding gets pulled. You're doing a lot of different things, crazy, putting up your own money, all these different things, and then to put together a project like that, it's special. So I'm gonna definitely make sure I celebrate it this year. And for anybody, no matter what you're dealing with, make sure you go watch the documentary because it'll bless your spirit for sure.
No
It
doubt, man.
absolutely will. It absolutely will. And like I said, I gave it to my family members for Christmas. I loved every minute of it. And then when the link didn't work anymore, I bought it on. I forget where I bought it. Might have been on Tubi. Did I buy it on Tubi? I'm not really.
That's what you call a day one supporter. Because I remember that link stuff and everything, man.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
people were able to purchase like it was tickets. They were able to purchase it like it was tickets. That was the NFT thing. It's basically like a stock. Do you believe in the trials of trying?
It was like an email. So then I went and bought it on Tubi, and I sent them my passwords and everything for Tubi or whichever one it is that it's on. It's either Tubi or Ubi or but I sent that to them. They have my password and they've all watched it. Everybody loves it. I've given it to them as gifts and also apparently my streaming passwords. So
All righty, guys. Well, I don't know. I think we've got a pretty good one in. Is there anything we wanted to go over? And I know somebody said that, that you're welcome or we need to have Freddie on anytime, but make no mistake, I'll put it out in the open. You are absolutely welcome back anytime. The way we do things around here, it's kind of like a family thing, man. I was brilliant. I was able to meet Chris and James. Chris and James always come on the show. We go on their show. We all go on the Voice of College Football show. Sometimes Jen goes, but it's like just a really cool thing where we can all, help each other out. And yeah, I've heard nothing but amazing things about you from, obviously the time at Florida State and the documentary, but then also from people that I know that you're friends with out of this thing. So yeah, you're welcome anytime. And it was absolutely amazing having you on. And we appreciate all the members for hanging out and all the good questions and comments. Even Bobby, even the Miami fan, he's like the golden unicorn of Miami fans. So we appreciate y'all. And Jen, anything before we go?
A non-delusional Miami fan is actually a unicorn.
Absolutely, there's no doubt about it.
Like,
y'all gassing me up, but y'all got to give yourselves some credit because I don't know if y'all been seeing me on my workout grind. My fiance knows this. On a Friday night, it's hard to get Freddie outside of that gym. I'm just being honest with you. So it's 9:07. I would have been in that gym banging it out right now. I'm gonna still hit it. But that just I respect what y'all doing. I love what y'all doing. I love the energy that y'all bring.
Thank you.
I follow along with what y'all do on the timeline whenever I'm on Twitter or X as it is now. And that's weird. Hey, listen, man, listen. So I know I'm not the only one because I had this discussion in the group chat with my friends the other day. y'all didn't, because one time he sent me a link on X, and I was like, hold on, what's this? A porno you sending me or something? Like, what are you sending me?
Me?
Like, does that sometimes like the X thing kind of? I don't know.
Oh,
Maybe
I
I'm
think he's
tripping.
saying just sometimes like it's just kind of a messed up
Do you think the
thing to
X
go
is
with. So when you start
because
typing
it
X, you
doesn't
get into
say?
Oh,
XXX.
Yeah.
I
So
thought
when
he
you see
was
the
saying
X
that like I sent
on
him
your
a
phone,
porno
I'm
link,
like,
and I
yo,
was
what
like,
did you
what,
just send
what,
my?
what, what?
Yeah, what do you send in my phone, man? And I don't know, it's just kind of a shift now from seeing the Twitter notification and then you see the X. Like the first time I saw it and my phone updated, I'm like, yo, what's going on, dog? What you got
Yeah.
going on?
Dude, it took me a month after I finally updated from Twitter to X. I'm like, where's Twitter? Where's Twitter? I like literally go to the app store. Oh, that's what it is. And it's still twitter.com. It's a whole thing. But Bobby just purchased your book, dropped us a 199 super chat. So bam. Thanks for buying the book,
Ooh,
man.
make sure you go
That's
leave
freaking awesome.
a review if you can, but I definitely appreciate that. And shoot, it's been fun. Like I said, um, the energy that y'all bring on the timeline and love what y'all doing. I love seeing people happy, man. Like that's one thing I'm big on. Whatever makes you happy, walk in your purpose. If it makes you happy, it gives you, a sense of fulfillment in your life. Go run with it. And you taking that leap of faith. We were talking about it, before we came on. You taking that leap of faith, man. I'm a firm believer of going all in. Like even if it doesn't work out, because ultimately you discover so many different things about yourself. And I truly believe in order to be successful, you can't be 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You got to go all in. And that's just the reality of the situation. Like everybody, like, hey, football players have to have plan Bs. It's like no, because they wouldn't have been successful. Kobe Bryant wouldn't have been successful if he had a plan B. The plan B was to make this plan A work. It was a different route to make this plan A work. And yeah, man, I just love what y'all doing. I love the energy, and anytime I have an opportunity to come back on, I'm gonna definitely reach back out. I probably around the season or um whenever we got some news we want to drop, whenever it's official and we can
Facts.
drop it.
Well, we're
We'll
gonna be at
figure
the
it out.
spring game, right, George? We're gonna be at the spring game.
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure. If you get to the spring game, definitely. Well, I'm sure you'll be there. I'm sure if
Oh,
you're at the
no,
spring game, you'll be going to see James and
about the
everybody. So
spring
we'll be
game,
there.
I can't come to the spring game. I always forget. Like I was even talking with James. I was like, man, I want to get to the spring game, but I always forget the spring game is always around my birthday. Like I played at Florida State on my birthday, like every year. It was either always on the 12th or on the 13th. So this year, I think we're going to Mexico. So
Oh,
yeah,
Lord.
yeah, spring game.
Mark that one off the checklist. I've always wanted to do that. We'll
But
have to talk
I definitely want to.
offline about that.
Everybody's
I've heard some
sacrificing
cool
here.
stories. Huh?
Mexico,
Yeah. Yeah.
Mexico.
Boys Town and all that crazy stuff over there. I've heard it's some wild stuff down there.
Best thing for me is cheap. I'm Mr. Cheap. Anybody that know me, I'm looking for them deals. So we finna have fun, but we finna save money.
Just got to make sure you get the right chaperone and you go to the right the right parts of town and all that good stuff. But
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
no,
that's one thing I look into for sure. Like, man, Mexico different for real. I got some friends that are
it's
from
really
from
real
that.
down
Yeah,
there.
my fiance, she's half Mexican. She's half Mexican. My fiance, so we know about Mexico. She knows how to maneuver there a little bit.
Heck yeah! Well, when I can afford to make mine, I'm gonna have to holler at y'all and figure it out. I think Dublin, that'll be my first time out of the country if we get to make it to that. So, fingers crossed we get to do that thing. And well, hearing those kind words from you, humbling, unreal. We won't keep you from your workout too much longer, but just again, thank you so much, man. It's awesome to know there's fans out there, and we'll try to keep the smiles going and keep grinding. And absolutely, you're more than welcome anytime. We'll definitely see you soon, and we love all you out there in Knoll Nation. We'll drop y'all off with a little bit of war chant and our little graphic, and we will see you guys next time.